Season 6 here. I am Colin Perry, also known as Perry the Dog 6. And of course, we've got Rjp, I'm drawing a blank, DK with us as well. So we've got 18 guys in the lobby ready to get going. 30-minute practice followed by one-shot quali, and then a 25% race here, and just a for fun practice race, getting our feet wet before we jump into action here on F1 2020. It's been a long time, it feels like, but at the same time, it is good to be back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this season here in AM2. First time commentating, so everything's kind of new. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. We've got a really solid lineup this year, and I think it's going to be a competitive season of racing. Lots of good wheel-to-wheel action as we go along throughout the season.
So at the moment, we've got 18 in this lobby, but of course we've got a full 20 set to go for next week. And of course, Burzy and DK both in Tier 1 and also successful drivers in Tier 2. So how does it feel, I guess, to be spectating and watching Tier 2 for this season?
I guess I'll start for me. It's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to maybe learn a little bit because I'm not the best, I would say. So I'm going to learn from this race, take everything what I learned here and take it in tomorrow in AM1.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool after having a decently successful season, finishing second last season. It's kind of cool to see it from the outside perspective, kind of looking at some of these drivers. Definitely the guys that are returning, all of them have a lot of pace, and it's going to be fun to see how they're adapting to the new game.
Yeah, it is. They've had a little bit of practice. We obviously had about a month to get people warmed up onto the next game, and it is worth mentioning, DK. Us three especially. I'm sure plenty of other viewers as well are going to be watching to see how AM2 goes before AM1. Although this week is a little bit different because AM2, of course, only preseason, but these guys are all here at Canada, whereas we'll be running our practice at Brazil the following week. So it should be a lot of fun as track is starting to get busy here in this 30-minute practice, and we'll see what kind of speeds, what kind of skill, I guess, all of these 18 guys at the moment. We've got a few new names and quite a few returning faces as well in the field. Is there anybody that stands out to you that you want to definitely take a good look for, Burzy?
Yeah, I think definitely P-Doc will be a guy to watch this season. He's definitely got a lot of pace, and he had a strong finish to the season 5 there, so it'll be good to see how he does on this test.
I'm going to be looking forward to watching the Mercedes combo of Grubex King and Bodhod. I know being Bodhod's teammate last season, he had a good start, but then he had just had a bunch of bad luck. So I know he's going to be looking for a bunch of redemption this season, especially with it being a full 22 race season. So he's got plenty of time. And Grubex King being the veteran, I feel like in the league, he's got a lot of experience. So looking forward to watching that team.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I think, especially those that were running towards the front of the field, and now have a chance to kind of fill in. I think for a little bit where we've had a few drivers move up, of course, or just commit to Tier 1 only. So that should make things, I think, a little bit more competitive towards the front, but. Yeah, we'll see as Porridge sets the first lap of the day in the 112s.
I'm just going to throw this out here. I noticed in the AM2 chat, the guys say it's going to be wet in the race. So a lot of these times are probably going to be hybrid setups possibly. So they're probably preparing for the rain.
Takes a spin there as we get onto the stream with them.
It is, I will say we've had the recent update, and it is cool to see the black Mercedes This is actually, the update was earlier today, so this is probably not only your first time or my first time really taking a good look at the livery, but it really is cool that Codemasters had a crunched amount of time, but they um, got it out, I guess, in a little bit under a month.
Yeah, it looks really sharp. It's nice to see it come to the game, and the silver livery will be dearly missed, but I think the black one is definitely suits the car a lot better.
I think this track's going to give a lot of these guys trouble. I noticed the corner cutting and stuff in this game is a bit more strict this season. So, especially with it being Canada, it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, Canada's always a difficult track to master, but especially on this game, like you said, it's a very exact, very touchy, and it should be, especially in the rain. We should see a mess. I guess it's worth talking now and breaking down our teams, and I guess we'll start with the AlphaTauris. Google Dougal, worth mentioning, he is actually a returning member. It is a new PSN name, but it really is Imran, and so he had some interesting strategies, I think, for most of last year, and put together some solid finishes. So we'll see if he continues to go to that type of way, or if he'll be closer to the front. And also, not in the lobby, but also in an AlphaTauri, is Andrew, who was, I think, probably the biggest person that I didn't really know very well going into last season, and then had some success, quite a bit of success throughout the season.
Yeah, he got a rocky start, but he came on right at the end. I think he was a top contender for wins most of the time.
Yeah, he had a lot of pace last year, and it'll be good to see him roll his pace over into Season 6 here.
Alright, let's see if we can jump on board P-Dog Peyton this time in the Red Bull after being part of Team Ferrari last year, and again, I think he vastly improved near the end of the season and fought for some podiums, got some podiums near the end. And this is his third year, I guess, racing competitively on this game, so even though he is Tier 2, he's got quite a lot of experience, and he wants to fight for a championship. He won the final 2 races and had multiple podiums, so he had quite a lot of pace near the end. In fact, I think it's the 5-lap lobbies on this game, he's had more pace than me, so he might be a guy to really watch out for in Tier 2. And we've also got Rjp F1, who is a newcomer, his first year racing competitively on F1, and I guess he's just looking for a fun season, so that should balance out the Red Bull team points-wise, depending on what we see out of Rjp.
I've already, so I'll talk about Mercedes. I've already kind of introduced him a little bit, but you got Grubex King. He is, like I said, pretty much a veteran in contests of speed. He's raced the past 2 seasons. He said he would just like to finish all the races, score points consistently. Can't say that word. And then he just aims to finish in the top 5. And he said he wants to get his first win this season. Actually, he said he will get his first win this season, so be on the lookout for him. And Bodhod, that's definitely he is the only driver in this tier running absolutely no assist, so look for him to be pretty quick as well, because obviously it's no assist. It's tricky at times, but you do have a pace advantage, I feel like, sometimes.
I think he's also the only person playing this game upside down, hypothetically, being from Australia.
Right. And playing in the future as well.
Playing in the future, so there's just been a lot of invalidations as looking up and down this list. So I think qualifying should be fun, and that should set the order for, especially if we see a rain race on this short one. Burzy, if you want to take and talk about the pair of McLarens,
Totally.
the two fellow Canadians.
Yeah, so first we've got Porridge Power. He is a returning driver from Contest of Speed. Season 5 was his debut. He he only uses the racing line for assists, so you know he's another guy who you should see him just be that little bit quicker, not using any assists. He doesn't really have any expectations. He's just hoping that we don't look like wankers, is what his words were. And he has a feeling that Tier 2 is going to be competitive, predicting that there won't be an identical podium finish throughout the season. So that's a hot take, but I think it's a right take, because there definitely is a lot of talent in this tier, and it's going to be a tight battle from top to bottom, I think. And then his teammate in the other McLaren is Arkaka 8, and he also is in his second season in contest of speed. He believe it or not, uses cockpit as his primary view for camera, which I thought was interesting. Fellow cockpit driver myself, and using corners only. His personal expectations are that he'd like to be a little bit more competitive on the grid after last season, and his team expectation is that they're able to compete for wins. So I think that's fair to have those expectations, and I think those two do have the talent to do it. And his final comments were, "Watch out for McLaren." So we'll see what they can do for us this year.
I'm a superstitions guy, but that is the only two guys in this field also that are in the same car as they were last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. From what I understand, we've got them really good at GT Sport, and I think are just starting to get into the competitive F1. But I think they should have a little bit more help, a little bit once they get up to speed. I think this is should be an interesting year for them to watch out for. I feel like they had a decent amount of pace, but they got caught up in a lot of people's incidents. It really wasn't their own fault, but yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be difficult though for Forge to not see a repeat podium. I mean, we have, 22 races, 21 races, so it is... The odds are pretty high that we see a podium that stays the same out of those 22 races. Move on to the Racing Points, the Pink Panthers. Kano, who's back, and all I have in our little pre-race guide from Burzy is that he drives with ABS and TV pod, so... But Kano should, again, one of those guys who raced midfield mostly through the season last year, and will try to build on that success. Right now, still in the pit, about halfway through our practice session, and Bam Bam 21, a no ABS guy, racing line only, and he's been fairly consistent, I'd say, in his notes. Competing in over 50 league races without missing an event, so we'll see how maybe consistency can pay off for the Racing Point driver. It does pay off that you show up every week, and especially in weekends where you get less drivers for whatever reason, can steal away some points there. So we'll keep an eye on Bam Bam and see what he can do in the Racing Point.
Looking at these guys, only 11 guys set laps so far, so validated lap times are already going to be an issue.
Yeah, the track limits here are tricky, so it'll be interesting for these guys as they work out through practice, finding that line so they don't invalidate the lap and they can set a solid time.
And with one-shot qualifying, it's going to be all the pressure.
Absolutely.
Moving
next,
on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to move on to Renault here. You can say what you were going to say first.
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. In the Renault, we got Rogue Wing and SRS AMRAM. I'll start with Rogue Wing here. He races in cockpit, uses medium traction control, ABS, and corners only. He's been in a handful of leagues since playing F1 in 2018, and he's been following the sport since 2013, so pretty long time being an F1 fan. He recently completed his sim rig after F1 2020 came out, so this is going to be a fill it out first couple races for him, getting used to that. And he would like to challenge himself at least to make a podium appearance and score points in more than half the races this season. So hopefully he can get all those goals accomplished. SRS AMRAM uses TV pod ABS. He's been in sim racing since 2017 and got into competitive league racing in a small league in 2018. Yeah, he hopes to consistently scoring points, being one of the top drivers in the league. So be looking out for him, and he's excited to get going. So there's your Renault lineup.
There you go. And next we have the Alfa Romeo pairing of Nels, I think I said that right, Nellis B54 and Rumfresh. Nellis couldn't make it tonight, but we've got Rumfresh here. Rumfresh is a TD Pod ABS guy. He's new to the competitive racing scene, but has lots of racing experience.
He gets it wrong.
There you go. Oh, nice save though. It didn't put her too badly into the wall. He's hoping to score a decent amount of points and just adjust this series. And he just wants to mention that he's happy communities like Contests of Speed exist, and he's hoping we can have some fun light battles. So that's our Alfa Romeo lineup.
Was that an early commentator's curse?
Maybe it was.
Get him out of the way before the actual race starts.
Yeah, get him out now.
It's not bad, yeah. We'll talk a little bit about the pair of Williams drivers. iFunner, formerly known as Squishy Poop, RIP that name, but he drives with ABS in line. He's got one season down, and he's looking to improve from season 5 and just try to look for some good action, fun races, and score some more points. He did seem quite a bit off the pace last season, but I think that was his real first time in any sort of competitive atmosphere. So we'll see how iFunner does right now, sitting at P11 in the practice session, and Cream Media in the second Williams traction control ABS and racing line user. First time playing on a wheel. He's using a Thrustmaster T150 in the past, and he's played a lot of Xbox Forza Motorsport, which I think is a great game, but I've never had an Xbox, so I really haven't had a chance to play it. He expects to enjoy the game, and goal is to score a few points with his teammate. So we'll see if the success on Xbox can transfer over to PlayStation for Cream Media, also on the racing wheel, which I think is quite difficult on this game, and I'm kind of scrapped running the wheel in this game for that reason.
It's funny, the wheel is a love it or hate it relationship. There's guys that live by it, and then there's guys that swear by the pad, so it's lots of personal
I know when I got my wheel on 2019, I thought, you know what, I'm throwing this thing away after the first race.
Hey, you just gotta put in the hours, and eventually it'll come, right? Practice makes perfect, so.
Right.
There you
go. We'll move on to the team pairing of Haas of X-Bomb Tree, I think it's X-Bomb Tree, or X-Bomb, yeah, we'll do that. And Kitten Petter. I know Kitten Petter been a commentator in AM1 last season, and this is actually his actual Contest of Speed racing debut, so that's going to be interesting. He's done a few years of sim racing. His last race in another league was 6 months ago, so I know he didn't race season 5, so he's getting the rust off right here. X-Bomb Tree, I know I've raced with him in another league as well. He's just a work in progress. He's trying to get better. And, sorry, I kind of lost my spot. Oh, here we go. He actually races go-kart, or started racing go-karts in 2006. And he was 2012 national champion. So, he's actually got some actual racing experience under his belt. So hopefully that pays off in this game.
Absolutely. It's interesting to see the translation from real-world driving onto this game, just kind of see how those drivers react. I know you've got lots of guys that do in Contest of Speed, and majority of them are quick, so I'd expect him to kind of hopefully pick it up here, and he'll be off and running, hopefully applying that real-world experience onto the game.
Yeah, I think it's fun to watch the transition of the success coming from somebody who I've raced go-karts in the past as well, although not nearly a whiff of any sort of national championships. So he's definitely leading in that department. But it is fun to just break out the PlayStation, and it is a lot cheaper. He's saying lack of funding, and he broke his collarbone racing. I don't think you'll do that playing a game. So there's some benefits I think after the fact. But I obviously it doesn't come close to getting behind the wheel of a real race car, but it is fun, I think, to say the least. We'll move on to the pair of Ferrari drivers. Segrist 74, who is currently leading the speed charts at the moment with a 110.3 and continues to try to set faster laps. He's running corners only assist, 1 year experience, and just try to compete and get better as the season progresses. And then we've got young DJ CJ, who is down in 13th. It looks like he's heading out on softs at the moment. Has been playing F1 since 2016, league racing since 2018, and he's hoping he doesn't let his teammate down. And I feel like that's kind of the Ferrari idea, not to let the team down. So we'll see how he does in the season ahead. That's pretty much, that'll complete the rundown of AM2. I think as the season progresses, we'll be able to get to know these guys a little bit further.
Well, it looks like now we've almost got everybody finally set in fifth tier, which is good to see. So it's kind of getting a better idea for the pace of each of the drivers.
Botthard almost in the 09. There's an 09 lap time.
There we go.
Alright, Segrist 74. Times are dropping in the late practice. So far, the field is actually not too far spread out, at least the top 10, so hopefully they're all competitive. That's what we need in contests this week, competitive racing.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So we got, looking in the chat here, we've got Matty Robo was asking us as commentators, who do we think is going to win the Drivers' Championship?
Oh, well, you start us off with that, Brizzy.
Hey, I'm just working from the top down, so.
I'm gonna pick Botthard. I don't know if we should really do that as commentators, but I'm gonna pick him.
Yeah. I kind of want to wait and see how this practice race plays out. At least the qualifying kind of more before I make my selection. But yeah, like P-Dog's got a really good shot to win. Segrist is impressing me with his pace here at Canada, so it'll be interesting to see if that translates to all of the tracks. But yeah,
you gotta pick it early, Brizzy.
I know.
And move on.
Oh man. Can't decide. Too many choices. I'm gonna go with the unknown Segrist. I think he's showing us he's got a lot of pace early on here, and I think it'll be a good battle at the top there with him involved at least.
Yeah, I think the person I'm gonna go with is gonna be right now P-Dog. I think he had a lot of success late, and he should be able to convert that into some success this season. But we're gonna have to wait and see as well. So that should be fun. Segrist has the top spot at the moment. About 5 minutes to go in this practice session. Of course, this little fun race. I know it doesn't mean anything, guys, but we've got a one-shot quali after this, and then potentially some wet weather in the 25%. And considering everything you know about Canada, this should play out to be a very difficult pre-race session, pre-season session.
The Grubex has retired. Is that on the track? It is on the track. Here, I think right at the end of sector 1.
Yeah, that's Canada especially, speaking in general about how this feels, this is a track you really have to watch the back and it definitely slide out quite a bit compared to a lot of the other tracks where you have increased downforce and increased traction, but for whatever reason, Canada feels more difficult than some of the other tracks.
I personally think with this track, they made it. I think they made it a lot wider. It feels wider in this game than it did the last game. I don't know about you guys.
I agree with that. I especially like I noticed it especially going into the wall of champions chicane. There definitely something about it is just I don't know. I find racing in cockpit view it's a little bit easier to navigate through that section. So I don't know if just that little bit extra they widened it. It feels nice. So it'll be interesting to see when we get wheel to wheel racing how that plays out there.
I'm looking forward to this one-shot qualifying. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I am. Be good.
Every time I just try to watch somebody, they've invalidated their lifetime. It's a tough track, especially with these corner cutting rules.
I've never really spectated a one-shot qualifying before. That should be interesting.
I think you only get to watch one car, which is depressing.
Yeah. I think you can jump, but it's kind of weird because they're all relatively in the same spot on the track.
Right. Oh, Botha loses it before the second DR straight.
Oh,
You got to turn around, back going, no damage.
Track. We got Andrew in the lobby now.
Yes.
Here for a little bit.
So we'll have a full race then.
Yeah.
Andrew Dingan, I didn't even notice. That gives us 19 drivers.
There you go.
Prediction for constructors, Arbar wants to know. I'm gonna go with the Haas team.
I like it.
Real driver, and then there's Kitten. And Kitten can do no wrong in my mind, so we're just gonna look him.
Can I pick like 3?
Pick a top 3.
I want to. I'm no specific order, but either McLaren, Red Bull, or Mercedes.
I think I might have to go looking at how these times are playing out. I mean, it's obviously one track. It's just a very snippet of the season, but just going off of this pace in the preseason tests here, I think Red Bull would have a really good shot at cleaning up that constructors title.
I gotta go with that too. Yes. Obviously, these drivers, we don't know if they're doing their 100% yet either. They could just be sandbagging. You never know.
True. That is very true.
Also, could be wet setup, and it might take a little while to get used to.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a plug. Of course, Season 6 of Contest of Speed. We've got 4 European tiers and 2 America tiers. Of course, European tiers are at 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK, and the American tiers are 9 p.m. Eastern and 2 a.m. UK. So that's pretty late. But we thank you for joining us. Of course, follow us on social media at COSF1, and also give us a follow or a subscription on Contest of Speed here on Twitch. Also find us on Instagram at Contest of Speed, and on YouTube, watch race replays of Contest of Speed as well. Get that plug in before we get going here in our preseason race of America's Tier 2.
The most important part, them plugs. Practice is winding down.
Yeah, I'm currently on board with Rjp.
Time is expired.
Watching him as time expires, so watching him into the wall of champions.
Well, you can get away with a pretty big cut on that entry right next to the wall of champions, and I don't think he improved. Nope. So
Only shown one finish, but I know a lot of these other guys have finished. I noticed in previous streams the telemetry, not the telemetry, but the leaderboard has been a little glitchy. I think Titchy did 20 laps on the softs in a 14 lap race in Tier 2.
Wow.
Yes. In European Tier 2, that is. Did 20 laps on the softs in a 14 lap race. So.
Impressive.
that's
Hard to beat.
wizardry.
Hard to beat.
Yeah.
Wizardry at its finest.
Yeah.
Obviously for everybody though, it's going to be a bit buggy at the beginning until Codemasters start patching some things.
Totally. It'll be nice to see the personal driver numbers on the cars, hopefully soon.
Yes, sorry I don't feel like I'm watching Sebastian Vettel run around the track.
Exactly.
Man, these guys must have gotten way out as Spot Hot goes. Spot Hot goes fastest after P-Dog goes fastest, and they're
Wow.
separated by only a couple hundredths.
Here we go.
It does feel like real F1 though, with the Mercedes, then Red Bull, then Ferrari in
Well, I don't
the
know
top
about
three.
Ferrari. I had to throw that out there. I'm sorry, Ferrari fans.
You do forget that Leclerc does have a podium this season.
He does. He does. I'm a Ferrari fan, so I'm kind of sad this year. Alright, well, looks like that's everybody across the line. Just waiting on... Actually, I don't know what we're waiting on, to be honest. Everybody's finished or in the pits.
Yeah.
So...
I guess we'll just wait till the time expires.
I hope that's the case.
Yeah. Everybody in the pits.
And there we go.
And there we go.
And I'm stuck
Raikkonen
on.
just
Raikkonen has entered the lobby.
Raikkonen's in the level, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
What is going on here?
That's weird.
It is bizarre.
I guess we're experiencing a glitch.
I guess we are.
Let's see if we can get the guys that say pit to back the tire or something.
Maybe. I don't know what's showing for you guys. 1 second. 1 second is that? Oh, there it goes.
We got it. Yep.
There we go. Awesome.
Wow, so
Alright.
less than a tenth separates Spot Hot and P-Dog
Wow.
after practice. And the Australian flag, followed by 4 US flags, a global Bam Bam, a UK Kano, and then a lot of Canadian Maple Leafs making up the rest of the grid.
Yeah, it's nice to see a little bit of the spread, both of Canadian and American drivers, and we've even got one UK guy in here, so that's great. Well, I think Kano's actually Canadian. I think he just runs the UK flag, if I'm not mistaken.
He's still a loyal true United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Pretty much everywhere is the UK at this point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we got some rain for qualifying.
Yeah,
I gotta feel sorry for these guys a little bit.
I do too.
These transitions are not pleasant.
Nope.
Alright, so Burzy, who do you think we should follow around here for this one shot?
Ooh. You know what? I think I might stick on stick on the fastest guy in practice. We'll see how he can translate
Alright, we'll
his fast time.
put all the pressure on him.
Put all the pressure on him.
I will watch P-Dog.
Alright.
See what he can do. Maybe.
Oops.
Oh, this is
Alright.
Alright.
There we go.
That is pretty distracting at how quickly everybody bounces up and down.
Quickly. It's nice that it's live though.
Yeah.
Live.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
gave Bodhod the commentator's curse.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's, yeah.
He spun.
P-Dog is struggling on traction.
He's got a good spot at the moment, but
I'm gonna jump on board with Bam Bam as Bodhod retires. Put a big lock up into Canada corner.
See how much time P-Dog can make up going into World Champions.
Kado's got a pretty good run, knock on wood, as we head to the World Champions.
No,
he's
P-Dog
taking it pretty
P-Dog
clean.
invalidated.
My.
Took it very clean for Kano, and it's a Racing Point 1-2.
Wow. I'm surprised. That's impressive from the Racing Point duo, locking out the front row.
It is, especially in tricky wet conditions, because who knows how much wet practice these guys actually have in this game.
Absolutely.
And a dry practice, straight into wet qualifying.
So one of the things I noticed driving in the wet conditions on this game is you definitely feel like you have a lot more grip in the wet compared to the previous game. So it's nice that you can have a little bit more confidence to put your car where you want it in the wet if you've got the right setup on.
Yes.
So fastest in practice, but last in qualifying. Should make the race interesting for Bodhod, as Bam Bam and Kano will start up front in the two Canadian group-owned Racing Points at Canada. Rumfresh and Cream Media, P3 and 4, and RJ, newcomer, in the Red Bull in P5. So a 25%er will go half the distance of what we normally do in our preseason race from Montreal. Now we get a wet race as well.
Who's going to be the first one to push X?
That's a good question. I'm sure no one's getting penalty points, so they're Seagrass.
Seagrass.
No, it's.
But I don't know if you get a penalty for it not being an official race.
I think if I remember from watching the U2 stream this afternoon, they mentioned that it wasn't a penalty if you hit X right away, so shouldn't be any issues for him there to hit the button right away.
The penalty police.
Of course.
Alrighty.
So we'll see how we go for a formation lap in the wet. 19 of Tier 2's finest.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be interesting to see if, even though we're in the wet, if Bodhod and P-Dog can work out from the back.
There's going to be a lot of traffic. What in the world? Did you see that? Did anybody else have the predicted pit strategy on their screen?
Yeah, I did not, but I've seen that in the Tier 2 European side stream. I think it's a new feature as it pops up on my screen.
It just
I don't think it
popped
was
up on
working.
the stream here, so
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
I wonder if they'll have tire performance as well. If Bam Bam's left front is even touching the ground, it's performing at 0%. Oh, Free Media just took off.
A lot of passing and jostling around on this formation lap.
Mm-hmm.
I think
And Bam Bam's taking his time, which is really the top four are anxious to get going.
I think, however, they did fix the start glitch, the red light thing, because I haven't seen that yet. So hopefully we're not the first. But,
So from a
round out the grid.
So we've got either a 0 stop or a 1 stop, apparently, strategy-wise. But here we go. The lights will count down. 3, 4, and 5. Dead silence, and
Oh.
I got the glitch.
Yeah, me too.
I got the glitch here.
And
Oh,
we're going
Oh.
on. Kano has a jump start.
Yeah. That run press all over the place off the line.
So Kano will have to come back in, but Bam Bam, net leader. Pretty solid start, although we've got a Haas making up some spots. Bomb Tree holding up RJ. 3 wide, we've got a collision. Oh, a big accident. It's SRSA Ram, Young DJ. We've got a VSC Rogue. Also, I think got a piece of it. Kitten Petter with wing damage. Just a messy start and about the mid-pack on, but this allows the front to try to build a little bit of a gap under VSC. But no retirements, so everybody's still going after a first lap incident. And I think Young DJ, a lot of speeding under safety car. So Kano's gonna have to, and Kano's disconnected.
Kano's left. Let's see if his car goes real quick.
His car's ghosted.
As Bam Bam goes in the pits as well. Huh.
I wonder if Bam Bam jumped to start as well. No, he's just coming in. He might have.
Probably just got collected.
He has a drive-through. He's got a drive-through. Holy cow! Oh, that's why.
Wow.
About 9 cars had speeding under VSC.
Wow.
So that's why everybody's coming in. So Cream Media's up front with Seagrass P2, followed by iPhoner, who's probably the highest he's ever been in a race, currently in 3rd.
Yeah.
It's kind of turned into a mess on the opening lap. That's one thing I've noticed in this game. This game compared to last game was that you have to be under that number for VSC. If you're over that number when the VSC ends, you will get a drive-through. So, I think that's what's happened is, yeah, you mentioned Botthot up to 5th and 14 spots gained after the incident on the first lap. Seagrass has gotten by Cream Media as well for 1st.
Connor has joined us back. Huey, thankful that his AI took that drive through.
Yeah.
So a hectic opening lap. And Seagrass will lead the second one. Botthot's starting to edge his way towards some traffic ahead.
Google Doogle into the wall of champions.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's
It looks like he's got some end plate damage on the right side. And he'll let a McLaren of Forge power by. Had Kitten Petter come into the pits for, I think, a 2nd time. So pretty much top 5 breakaway with Arkaka leading the rest of the field back from 6th place.
Yep. I think it's interesting. Bodhod able to jump 14 spots up to P5. He's able to take advantage of the chaos on lap 1 by the looks of it. And
I think about half of that was speeding under VSC.
Putting a lot of pressure on Run Fresh here in the overtake.
P-Dog loses his rear end there and gives up a spot.
Oh, we've got Seeger's Cream Media into the pits.
Both Williams
iFunner
in the pits.
Rum Fresh with a speeding penalty. Bodhod will inherit the lead from last place. He'll lead the third lap, and he'll set the fastest lap.
In the lead.
I wonder what the weather was like. I wonder if it was going to dry up during this race. It's looking like it's starting to lighten up in the rain department, but I could be wrong in making that assumption. Maybe the drivers know something we don't.
So after all that, that puts Arcaka second.
3-second penalties already.
Grubex King got way wide, and he's got wing damage, and he's off the circuit. He got way wide going into, I think, the fourth turn and hit the wall.
Can you run the inners all the way?
I think you might be able to, but I think some people might be trying to. The fresh set might be quite a bit quicker, or they still might have to serve their penalty. But pretty much under that, everybody got VSCs. We've got an incident. Arcaka spun it on the exit of Canada Corner. That's rough because he's back from third. So he loses out big time. So it has just been an absolute mess. But how about this for Bodhod, huh?
Right? Yeah, it's a brilliant drive so far, but I wonder if he's gonna if he's wearing on his tires, he's gonna have to pit a little bit here in the middle of the race. Maybe he's gonna go for that one-stop strategy to try to keep on fresh tires, or if he's just gonna try to hang on and maintain this gap from Segrist the rest of the race.
Alright.
I think my mic disconnected there.
Okay, yeah, we've got DK back, I was going to say. So DK is back. But yeah, Bodhod.
Everything you guys said. I'm sorry.
Bodhod from last first at the moment is pretty much the big story with the number of penalties and VSCs. P-Dog's lost it. Where is he? My TV camera's... Okay, there he is. Oh, he's lost really early. Or actually, he's lost it on the exit there. We've also got Google Dougal also around at the end of Sector 1. Back there in 19th. So, pretty sloppy race, but it is preseason, as we've got more issues back in Sector 1. A lot of these guys just seem to be swerving all over the place, and I don't know if that's tires or setup. Probably a little bit of both. Another wing change for P-Dog, and he's in 17th. Let's see, Burzy, let me know what guy you're following, because my stream is really acting up.
Okay, yeah. I am currently following Bam Bam here.
Alright, right
down.
behind. Chasing down Segrist. There's a McLaren, is slow in Sector 1. But let's keep it on the battle for second. The Bam Bam's been able, I think he had the drive-through, as Google Dougal is retired in the pits.
Bam Bam
But
setting the fastest lap there.
yeah, he's battling his way back from setting the fastest lap, and Segrist will give him plenty of space and get the move done. Up to second, he's got to chase down Bodhod.
Yeah. So now they've got some work to do because the gap is now 4 seconds. It was 3.6, so they'll have to they'll have to give each other some space here, and hopefully they can work together to catch up to Bodhod because he's pulling away with it right now. But you like to see that overtake. That was a nice clean overtake, and respect was given on the track. It's nice to see from these two drivers.
Yeah, Segrist, I think, saw the writing on the wall, and yeah, Bam Bam's right now the quickest guy, but he's got 4 seconds to make up to Bodhod on track. Yeah, I will say that normally, as a commentator, it'd be easier to have a grip on this race, but with the VSC penalties, it's been kind of all over the place.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a wild race to be your first time commentating.
And RJP gets the move done on Gru, battling it out, getting into the hairpin.
Bomb Tree eyeing the battle for 12th as well.
Bam Bam is cutting that gap down. He's got it down to 3 2/10 now.
Segrist has been able to stay on the back as well. I mean, for a little bit. Not really challenging for the spot, but not losing too much time. They're also starting to reel in Bodhod. I think penalties will have a lot to play into this one, of course.
No doubt. I think if we had DRS and the overtake button, it'd be even more crazy.
So I think Segrist is dealing with a penalty, but Bam and Bodhod are good at the moment due to Bam Bam serving his drive-through.
Switching over to P-Dog here. Looks like he is right on the gearbox of Forge Power, so we'll see if he can get a move done. Get rolling into Sector 2.
Oh,
as
Forge just got out of the way.
Yeah.
Maybe lost it. Yeah, poor P-Dog, he got a little bit out of shape there, but he should be pretty quick on those newer intermediate tires. We seem to be a little bit spread out. We've got...
Bodhod has a big moment.
Uh-oh.
Big moment right there. He
Cream Media
about lost it.
Cream Media was in 4th, and he spun it.
Oh, yeah, he's...
Right after the turn 1 and 2 complex. And I think he's lost all his front wing.
Grubex King
retires in the pits.
Yeah, Bodhod had that moment coming out of turn 3 or 4, I believe, and Bam Bam's closed that gap almost down to 2 seconds now.
Yeah, he's got him within his sights now, and Segrist hasn't really gone away as well. He's fallen a little bit off the back of Bam Bam. But right now it's a 3-car race at the front.
Right now, Economist making a move on iFunner as they enter the back DRS straight. See if he can get the job done.
He's using a lot of that overtake. iFunner is to keep 5th. Oh, Rogue comes into the pits.
Bam Bam has a lot more ERS charge than these two that are around him. So he's playing it smart right now as he cuts the gap down to under a second.
I'm just going to flip over to Young DJ coming up on Bomb Tree. He can move, but Bomb Tree has an excellent exit of wall check against. Able to maintain that gap.
I'll say Bursey, if you want to turn the track map on as well, we got a request in chat.
Track map off? Oh, on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Turn that on. There we go.
Alright.
There you go.
Oh, we've got Bam Bam. He's kind of caught the back of Oddhod, but he hasn't really been able to get within 8/10.
He gains a lot of time down this straight right now. As they
Oh,
both
they
dive.
both
Oh,
hit.
big
Close
locks
call
up.
going into the pits.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
No
What a
penalty.
save,
No penalty. That was
Top
intense.
3 have all pit. Top 3 are all pitting here, so now it's
Let's
just
see.
the race to
Oddhod
finish.
gets out pretty quick. Where will Bam Bam exit out? He'll come out right behind Oddhod. He gained quite a bit of time entering the pits and
Yeah.
almost ran over the back of Oddhod. And the iPhoner stays out. Where will he cycle through? Will he get in front of any of these three? No, he'll be right behind Seagrass. The top 3, at least Bam Bam, right on the back of Oddhod.
This is gonna be an intense last 7 laps here.
And on my screen, Bam Bam really locks up, pushing very hard as we head to Sector 2. Great exit from Bam Bam.
Oh, wow.
He's got the front straight line speed, and Oddhod is just going to watch him pull away. Almost which Mercedes is the faster, the racing point, apparently.
I want to say on that straight, Botthot did not use overtake there. Bam Bam was, so
Okay.
he was assisted.
Oddhod saving it up then here for a run on this straight, maybe.
Oh! Seagrass had a moment.
I noticed the past couple laps, Bam Bam was gaining a lot of time down this straight on Botthot, so I would say Bam Bam has the straight line speed.
Elvin Botthod cut the inside of the chicane way too much and he gets 3 seconds.
I don't even want to look at the race director to try to figure out these penalties right now.
Kitten Petter has done pretty well, I think, up to 6th. Pitted pretty early, and I think that's gained him positions as Kondo will exit the pits. Right behind Kitten Petter.
Both Botthot and Kittenpetter did start in the back. Kittenpetter up 13 spots from the start of the race, so he's having a pretty good one.
Seagrass still eyeing Botthot for 2nd place, as I think Bam Bam's really good under braking. That time he broke a little bit early, but he got a wonderful exit out of the hairpin.
Just on board with X-Bomb. He's chasing down Rogue A-Wing. We'll see if he can get the job done going into the Wall of Champions.
He's had to race his way through.
Right now. Next
Bam Bam goes fastest. Got a great exit. Rogue a little compromised on the outside. Rogue doesn't have hardly any ERS. Has no ERS. Not going to put him much on the fight. Yeah, I was hoping he was going to stay out because it would have been interesting to see if these guys would have caught him. He should still cycle out at a pretty decent spot. He'll be 7th and be in the middle of a bomb tree and rogue battle.
Kittenpetter up to P4. I think Botthot right here is he's struggling with straight line speed in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think he's got the straight line car right now.
No, I don't think he has enough for Bam Bam at least. But he should. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep Seagrass behind, because Seagrass is running pretty low in ERS.
Pushing really hard. Botthot's sitting about 50%.
Oh,
Our cock is
out in the pits.
pits. Yeah.
We've only had 3 retirements, all being from pit road, although we've had a lot of broken wings and spins on the track.
Both Botthod and Seagrass losing the rear end coming out turn 5. Excuse me, 7. I don't know my turns.
This tells a lot about Bam Bam. I think he had a drive-through as well. So he's been able to have the pace to do an extra stop of Botthod, given Botthod was in the back. But he's had to do that drive-through, and he's still up front.
And just ran a purple sector 2. So I think he's got the right setup right now. For sure. As he goes fastest lap.
Looking back to the field, not really too many close battles. P-Dog and Cream Media close for 11th. And Cream takes a very wide line through Canada corner.
Oh, Kano and iFunner. Oh, Kano's in the pits.
I think it's just Kano.
Yeah.
Did he even stop? He didn't even stop. Did he have a drive-through? That's bizarre.
Interesting.
That tells me he didn't change tires. Oh, and he's just retired. I think he might have. He might have just had some sort of pit lane glitch or drive-through glitch. He did retire at the exit of the pit lane. His car is out there, but doesn't look like we'll get a safety car here near the end of the race.
Bam Bam still pumping in fastest laps on the race.
Interesting, that gap of the top 3 is finally spread out a little bit.
Yeah, Seagrass had a lap ago had a moment coming out of turn 2 where he lost about half a second.
We'll get on board with him.
Those two Haas drivers, 4th and 5th, looking good. No points, of course, for the practice race, but they're showing they have a lot of pace, especially I know Kitten started near the back.
Harry, that was your prediction for constructors, I think.
Yeah.
Showing some early promise.
Been a solid drive from both of the Haas drivers. Getting into some solid points, even though it is a practice, but...
I think Seagrass has a faster car, but Botthod is really quick on the exit. He can get the power down at Seagrass in the dirty air. Has a lot of issues.
Just looking at the chat, Kano said he, right there, would not let him pit twice. That is why he retired. So.
Looks like
I think Botthod picks up 3 seconds.
Now looking at the race director, Bam Bam had to drive through earlier. Botthad's got 2 penalties. Seagrass has 1 penalty. And Kitten has 3 penalties. Palm Tree's 1 penalty. And iPhunner's 1 penalty. So could see a little bit of a shuffling, I think, especially if Seagrass can keep a clean sheet for the rest of this race. And Bomb Tree's already on the back of Kitten, so Bomb Tree should...
Botthod about loses out of the hairpin. They're going to be side by side right here, maybe. Not quite. But then everything.
Yeah, Seagrass is not using the overcake, and Botthod is. Neither have hardly any left.
They're headed into the
Oh, as
final
the
lap.
Haas driver's bomb tree dives down the inside and takes the position at the hairpin. Compromised exit though will Kitten force the issue with his teammate. Looks like he's trying to with the overtake button on. The bomb tree will hold on. Right now though, I think the battle to watch is for
Baja the
third.
spin, or not Baja, Bomb Tree spins kind of out of the chicane.
Oh, Seegers lost the back end down the first DRS straight. And that should secure on track Bodhot second, although Seegers should take second on penalties. Kitten's got pretty old tires with 15 lap old tires, but Bomb Tree was the one that made the mistake.
Yeah, Bomb Tree just has no wing now, trying to get it home.
It has been a bam demolition. Seems like we had a demolition derby in the back of the pack, but in the front it was Bam Bam leading the way, setting the fastest lap. And he'll take the win of our preseason race at Canada. Bodhod will hold off Seegers on track, but Seegers will jump Bodhod on penalties. And that'll complete the podium. Bam Bam, Seegers, and Bodhod. And we've got a little while before the rest of the field will come across the line. So on track. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been impressed with Bam Bam's pace here. I think he's gonna be a competitor.
Might be the favorite is iFunner jumps Kitten on penalties. How about that? iFunner, I don't know if he scored any points or if he did, he scored very few points all last season. Not going to take any points home, but a strong fourth place performance today. From Fresh P6, the Renault's 7th and 8th, and then Bomb Tree will drop to P9.
Young DJ comes out of the chicane, and that'll do it. That was a good race, intense.
That was a good race. Yeah, we got to see some early indications of what's to come for AM2 in Season 6 here. I think it'll be good to see some of these head-to-head rivalries grow as the season progresses, and be interesting to see who comes out champion.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think Bam Bam can be happy with how quick his pace is going into starting the season, as well as Seegers and Bodhod. I think some lessons were learned with the virtual safety car issue. You can't just gas it as soon as they say the virtual safety car is ending in this game. And I think a lot of people got caught out by that. As well as some glitches that we can't really fix, but we hope Codemasters get figured out as well. So, needless to say, a fun event nevertheless, and we'll see what happens in a week from now at Spain. Anything else to add from you guys?
Bodhar coming from P19, I think that was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Kitten Petter as well, coming up from P18. I think that's an impressive drive by him. The Renault pairing had a solid drive as well. So it'll be interesting to see once we get to Spain how things shake down. But overall, an impressive preseason race for sure.
I'm looking forward to it. Bear with us all with comms too. I know we're new.
All right. Well, that should wrap things up here from Canada. Colin Perry saying so long. Burzy J, DK, thanks for the help as always, and look forward to next Tuesday.
Absolutely.